Carving a future in STEM with the help of scholarships, a program is calling on DACA students across the country to apply. Today, we get to talk about our favorite, the train to the plane, and how much it's going to cost you with rate changes. If it's not the most Colorado traffic jam, it's at least not the worst. And judging by that front row stare down, it's probably best to just sit tight. And it wasn't easy to admit, but Colorado's biggest public school district says they're dealing with racism. Colorado Parks and Wildlife officers and the Gilpin County Sheriff's Office are at Golden Gate Canyon State Park tonight. They're looking for a bear that may have been involved in an attack this afternoon. The Sheriff's Office got a call about all of this on Coyote Trail there around 1:20. We're describing it like this since we're still getting a lot of the information. What we do know right now is that a woman was taken to St. Anthony's Hospital to be checked out. She was able to walk out on her own, but we don't know much beyond that. The park we're talking about is north of Black Hawk, about an hour northwest of Denver. Coyote Trail is closed while this is being investigated. Colorado Parks and Wildlife says that they have not confirmed an attack themselves. They are simply going off what the woman told them at the scene. To many, they're known as dreamers, the people who came to the U.S. illegally as kids and are a part of the program called DACA. The program is still in limbo under the Trump administration, but it is active, and an East Coast group is offering students some support that they can't get from the federal government. Our Nelson Garcia explains.
For students like Alondra Moraz.
Yeah, Mexico.
Brought here illegally by her parents when she was young.
I think being undocumented is like the biggest obstacle that there is.
Paying for college can be a challenge because students with DACA status cannot apply for federal loans or grants.
I can't go to FAFSA night like you guys are doing.
But at Manual High School, the senior can go to advisors like Diana Madriz.
Our initial check-in is really just an opportunity for me to kind of hear a little bit more about what you're interested in.
She works for the Denver Scholarship Foundation and tries to find scholarship opportunities for students like Alondra.
The list can be shorter, and I think sometimes it can be a little frustrating.
But now an organization on the East Coast just made the list longer. Golden Door is now offering a national scholarship, usually a full ride, to high-achieving DACA students interested in science and technology, according to program manager Amy Long.
We are very confident that they're going to be successful. We think that they are worthy of being invested in.
Well, I think that it's great because me being an undocumented student, I really felt scared at the beginning.
Golden Door even follows up with students and leads them towards jobs after graduation.
A lot of scholarship organizations do just write a check and then they lose touch with their students or, hope for the best. But with Golden Door, each student is assigned a one-on-one mentor who keeps in touch with them, builds a relationship with them.
It means that they have a chance. And I think that's really what any student wants, is to know that there's an opportunity for them.
For next.
That there's a future for us as well.
I'm Nelson Garcia.
Golden Door Scholars was founded by the CEO of a marketing company called Red Ventures. We're posting more about this program on 9news.com. Usually city government's not the most dramatic, right? Unless you're in Inglewood right now. It makes you raise an eyebrow, though, when we're talking about such important issues, like the finger pointing over storm responses and flood control infrastructure. This was finger pointing after a woman passed away when a basement she was in flooded in July. Then the city manager resigned 2 weeks ago, and that was followed by a recall election for a city council member yesterday. So far, it looks like that city council member has not been voted out. RTD gave the okay for fare hikes last night. That means local fares, regional fares, our favorite fare, the train to the plane, are all going up. That got us thinking, as we do here, how is this comparing to other cities in the country? So here's a breakdown. RTD is going to charge $3 for a local fare in the Denver area. Compare that to Dallas. Their system is called DART, where the local fare is $2.50. In Seattle, King County Metro's fares are $2.75 for an adult. So in the end, pretty simple. We're only looking at about a 25 to 50 cent difference. And then wait for it, the train to the plane. What's going on with that? Well, the fare is going up from $9 to $10.50. RTD also approved a low-income fare program that's going to be giving a 40% discount to some families. That's starting next summer. They're also going to be increasing discounts for riders between 6 and 19-year-old. Kids under 5 are still riding free. Those new rates are kicking in early next year. Everyone in the Denver area, we were all supposed to get startled by that emergency alert test at the same time on cell phones earlier this month. Then the Office of Emergency Management asked, well, did that actually happen? 6,000 people took their online survey. Half said, hey, we didn't get anything. But here's the thing. Only 1% of those who did not get that alert were actually in Denver when that alert went out. So that helps the odds a little bit. The survey is still up on the OEM website, so if you want to weigh in, you can just head over there. A lot of us have heard this, right? To fix a problem, you have to admit that there is one first. For Denver Public Schools, that is admitting that there is racism in Colorado's largest public school district. So what does that look like in a classroom? Well, that means that some kids, they're growing up without seeing a teacher who looks like them. They're studying curriculum that doesn't reflect their history, and they're facing different expectations, lower expectations. Here's a part of our conversation with DPS today. Was it hard to admit for DPS that, yes, racism is a problem within our school district?
Yes, it is still very hard to talk about for some because they want to see everybody as the same. But in a district that is 75% minority, you have to acknowledge the many cultures and backgrounds where our students come from. And if you want to meet their needs, you're going to have to change the education to really engage these students and engage our community.
It's also about hostile work in learning environments for African American. We found it the same applied for Latino educators and students, where you've got deficit thinking, low expectations, those kinds of things at play for students.
The points that we try to make every time we talk about this is that the inequities were not created overnight. They are not going to be eradicated overnight. But do we have solid systemic plans that are going to address these in the 6 areas that were identified in the Bailey report? So do we have areas that are going to address them in HR, in instruction, in discipline, in access? All of these different areas need to be systemically thought about and done in a way so that we're not sitting back at the table looking at the same problem 5-6 years from now.
So the Bailey report that is pointing all of this out, since that, DPS has hired more minority teachers, taking a close look at what is being taught in their classrooms. That's just a few things of many that they're working on. We're going to have a lot more of this talk Sunday morning during Balance of Power. The full interview is also on the Next YouTube page. That is just youtube.com/next on 9 News. So it does make a difference when there are people in your classrooms, your workplace, the TV shows you're watching. It makes a difference when you see someone who looks like you. And you notice it especially when all of a sudden it comes into the picture. So we brought this up yesterday, right? It is an honor to be the first woman to sit in this chair for this show. Next launched 2 years ago with plenty of women appearing on the show, just not right here. You guys have been absolutely lovely. It is like getting welcomed into a new family. But I also hope that one day that we don't have to say this anymore. Hey, how cool. Look at what a woman is doing here. Insert example. Hopefully, it'll just become the norm. He wanted one last big adventure with his girls before they left for college. Like many of his goals, Jeremiah Luce achieved it. He'd tell everyone, hey, life's short. And that's why instead of staying in Fort Collins, he transformed a school bus to go travel the country with his family. That was last summer. Then we learned Jeremiah passed away last week. Cancer turned his wise words into reality. With permission from his family, we wanted to talk about his legacy.
Every now and then somebody will look at us like we're super sketchy. It doesn't matter. It's all cool. It's all good.
A little more than a year ago, Jeremiah was beaming. He was in the middle of doing something grand, taking a school bus with half a VW van on top to go explore America with his wife and daughters right next to him. 6 months later, he was diagnosed with stage 4 bile duct cancer. Life changed, and there was no avoiding it. But Jeremiah still gave a thumbs up. He was generous, loved music, nature, was compassionate, and he was thankful. His wife says they, including his 2 daughters who are still in high school, will miss him forever. And had they known that this would happen, they would have done things exactly the way they did for the last 2 years, and shared this quote from him that said in part, our lifestyle operates on a belief that joy is the currency and life is short. Well, here's the most Colorado thing we saw today, a traffic report from a popular mountain pass. It is finally a bit cooler today, and the rain's here, and it could come back tomorrow. Kathy's got your forecast. That's next. The most Colorado thing we saw today was rush hour without the brake lights. It's not the best kind. Mary Cardinal and Dave Wallington got stuck in this on Kepler Pass today. They were kind of probably just taking in the fall colors when they had a little bit of a delay. That front row is straight up staring them down. They're like, I was here first, you wait your turn. Mary says she had no idea where these sheep came from. Herders were moving them from one area to another, and they were stuck for about 15 pretty enjoyable minutes.
I want to say to the sheep, Anusha and I see you, EWE. Get that? Okay. Hey, it's raining in Denver, something I haven't been able to say for weeks and weeks. It feels amazing. It looks amazing. The storms aren't severe, and they've dropped about an inch of rain in less than an hour's time. A great thing, but urban and small stream flood advisories are now posted because some of that water is ponding on the roadways. There's a little thunder and lightning. Storms are tracking really quick to the north and to the east, and we do anticipate that they will be moving out with the second wave coming through overnight tonight. There are flash flood advisories in New Mexico and in the Midwest, but around here, just a cooler day with some beneficial showers as that weak front moves through and the high pressure ridge begins to finally break down. All of that moisture coming in around the back side of the ridge, a trend that will continue for much of the evening. Scattered light showers may redevelop for the drive tomorrow morning. Then we have a dry day tomorrow. And then for Friday, the last day of summer, temperatures in the 70s. How great is that? Smells amazing outside. Go out if you get a chance. Heavy showers have pushed east. Will clear out later. Our low 57. A few light showers return in the morning and then a dry day. Beautiful Friday forecast, and then hello fall. The autumnal equinox on Saturday with weekend temperatures, Anusha, in the 80s.
All right, I am ready for that. Thanks, Kathy. We've all got a lot of things going on, right? So just take a second, breathe. We've got a moment of zen for you. It's through the lens of photojournalist Mike Grady, who came across a beautiful setting on Sunnyside Trail in Aspen Friday. A group of kids at Denver Public Schools is running their own talk show, so we had to go check out the competition.
To have that professional place where students can talk about things that matter is really important to us.
A recommendation to check out a photography project that gives us some insight between North and South Korea. And we want to introduce you to the latest candidate who's in the running to be the smartest kid in Colorado. That's next. We like to take our time on next to really hash out some topics. Well, now we're hearing we got some younger competition. So we sent photojournalist Mike Grady to check out what's going on.
It kind of feels like a closet television show, but then you get inside and you're like, wow, like I'm actually gonna be on camera, which is kind of funny.
We're at Mile High Discussions. My name is Brian Weaver, and I am the gifted and talented coordinator for our high schools in Denver Public Schools.
My name is Andrew Moore. I'm a junior at East High School.
My name's Emily Harrison. I'm a senior at East High School.
They call me Weavy. They call me Weaverpedia. They call me Over a Weaver, kind of like rhymes with overachiever.
That's equality.
It was previously run by adult interns, and when it was handed over to me, I decided I wanted to hand it over to my students.
When we have people on camera, we really want to encourage them to act like it's like their living room, and they're, they've got guests here and are just talking.
We need a table to put our feet up on.
We have programs for many students.
It allows them to discuss in a rich and engaging way topics du jour.
What I really see this show doing is providing a place for students to be heard.
Our students here are truly having a really important experience. At Mile High Discussions, we have 4 teams. Our theme team, which generates content, our marketing team, which actually takes post-production material and puts it out there, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And then we also have a social media and guest relations team, as well as an e-marketing team.
Everyone strives to be equal.
So what Mile High Discussions does is provide them a space where they can practice leadership skills, professionalism skills, generate like something that they're interested in.
The amount of intellectual camaraderie and the amount of teamwork that we feel is fantastic.
I've gotten just a ton of real-world experience.
This show has showed me that there are more opportunities out there than I thought there were, and I think has helped me become more confident in my own ability. It's more than a TV show.
It is, yeah. Yep, for sure.
So Andrew and Emily both said that they are not planning on pursuing television as a career when they go to college, so the rest of us can hold on to our jobs. They do know that the communication skills they're learning, it's going to come in handy. So if you want to check out the show, we've got a link to their YouTube channel on the next section of 9news.com. Okay, indulge me here. We want to make a recommendation. This is where we point you towards something that is not ours, but we really do think it's worth your time. This is an amazing photo project that an AFP photographer named Ed Jones put together recently. It's comparing the lives of people in North and South Korea. They're in similar settings: an office, water park, warehouse, grocery store, a gun range, gas station. The photos are really striking. It's not only the differences, but actually the similarities. AFP tweeted this out this week, and we retweeted this link on the Next Twitter page. Our ongoing search for the smartest kid in Colorado led us to a second grader in Denver. And a sign, something misleading going on at a furniture store. That's next. It's a sign that something's not right. Spotted by Next viewer Al Talbert. He was in Lone Tree shopping for some furniture and came across this chair, and for some reason, he didn't quite believe what he saw. He thought it wouldn't recline. Can't see why. Our ongoing search for the smartest kid in Colorado led us to a little boy named Finn Hathaway. He's in second grade, 7 years old. His school threw him an assembly for him so that all of his classmates could watch him on the Ellen Show. He got to hang out there because he can recite the entire periodic table in under 2 minutes. You try that. He also knows each element's atomic number, its symbol, and how it's used. We went to go meet him and the teacher that helped him learn all of this.
The group that my favorite element is in, and also my second favorite, is the transition metals, technetium and tantalum, 73rd. And then again, my third favorite element is in a different group, the lanthanides. It's called lanthanum.
Every day he'd meet me on the blacktop saying all of the elements in order, and every day it got longer and longer and longer, right? Yep. That was our greeting in the morning.
So Finn already knows what he wants to do when he grows up. He not only wants to be a mathematician, he also wants to be a chemist, and he's going to create the 123rd element. If someone beats him to the punch, he says he's going to make it the 124th instead. Go big. We love that. All right. Hey, Anthony, we just heard from you that you guys are big fans here at Next and 9. We thank you so much. Also telling us that your wife just had surgery and is watching us to help with her recovery. I know she's getting a little antsy. Hey, we wish you the best of luck and hope that you're doing well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.